Heat in my vein like vernacular. Cook up the beat with a spatula. Y'all are not ready for action. I'm smoking these rappers and feeling spectacular. Making a killing like massacre. Watch out, I'm whipping my wrist. Right on my city, been pissed, but I show them love. I'm not the one that's at risk. My homie told me that when people rise up against you, it's a sign of your destiny real. Fake ones been hating cause they know that one day you're making it. Jealousy's all they can feel. Plugging the phone, drifting my soul. Pain in the future when thinking alone. About when I'm grown, already blown. How'd I get blessed with this beautiful home? You were the sight, beautiful life, beautiful sex, my husband and wife, beautiful children, people who want to come kill me because I'm expressing my rights. Hopefully I am not smoking the nicotine, pack up and kill you like they on a mission. Cigarettes part of my nutrition, rhyming like I got tuition, kicking addiction. I used to tell myself that I was nothing, victim to the poison I was huffing. Now my name come up like no discussion. That's all day, man. I say y'all bluffing, interrupt your formal introduction, but I was born to win. Look at this spot that I'm in.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I would like to talk again about my M104 turbo project. You already know this car from a recent video. I showed the technical details of the build and all the stuff I did to it to change it from a standard 202 to this one. And today it's time to find out some numbers about this build. So what acceleration times do we get and what power numbers. A reason of doing this is also because I want to change the build a little bit. After 1.5 years driving around, I see some potential for upgrades, but I want to check the actual state and want to figure out how the actual setup is working in numbers, and then optimize some things and then go back on the dyno and find out what the gains were. Some things I want to change is, for example, the size of the exhaust gas housing of the turbocharger to get a little bit more flow at high RPM, and also the wastegate control, because at the moment it is only controlled by spring pressure, but I want to change that so I can adjust the boost pressure with the ECU, and also some upgrades on the piping on top and the crankshaft ventilation system, the cooling system, and I will change the head gasket from the steel one I got to the copper one I have in stock now, and also upgrade from the screws to ARP studs. So I will drive now to a company I know from my area. The name is OK-Chiptuning. They also do YouTube, but are way bigger than me. Pretty big YouTube channel. And he has a dyno, and there we will measure this car. On the way there I will try to measure some 100-200 acceleration times. I'm not sure if I will be able to film everything, but I will try the same on the way back. And then we will talk when we have the dyno sheets here and recap everything we know then. We made a 9.3 and we made a 8.9. So we're at OK-Chiptuning, professional chip tuner, and we're about to dyno the car. .1. So as you notice, we're not in the workshop right now because the last days kind of got chaotic, but I want to finish this video. As you have just seen, I ran an 8.1 on the way back from the dyno session, but I have to be honest, it could be that the road was kind of going downwards, so that would be a little bit faster, a little bit quicker than on a perfectly flat surface. But I think with the dyno figures we have here, it should be safe that you could easily pull an 8.5 on a straight. And let's have a look. We made 2 dyno runs. And what you can see here is the power and below is the torque. And we're talking about power level of 450 on the wheel. The second run was a little bit lower because the heat got soaked into the engine. But on a clutch this would make 480 horsepower, or in the second run it was a little bit less. But I think the curve looks really nice. You see the boost coming in and then the wastegate opening at 3000 RPM. You actually have full boost, and this up until 6.5, a little bit below, because I have the limit RPM still under 6500. But as you see, the power is still raising, so if I would put the limit RPM to 6800, for example, there could actually be a little bit more power on top. And the torque, very nice also. You see highest torque at 3000 RPM when the full boost hits, and it is around 644. And you see it's going down a little up until the limit RPM, but still always above 500 Newton meters. I think it's a great graph, because as you can see, the elastic area, what you learn in school, is always from the peak torque up until the peak power. So the elastic area for this engine is very wide, and that's why I could pull 100 to 200 acceleration measure only in 4th gear. So I'm starting below 100 kph at around 2700 RPM in 4th gear, and then I can just floor the pedal and go all the way above 200 kPa in the same gear up until 6400 RPM approximately. So that's why this car drives so nice, and it actually is kind of misleading, because if you drive the car not at high RPM like I do in daily drive, I drive the car only, let's say, up until 5000 or 4500, and if you drive up until this area at daily driving, you only have somewhat below 400 horsepower, and that's what the car felt to me. I would have guessed that the car is around 380 to 400 horsepower. That was my guess before going to the dyno. This was only just because of my daily driving habit at low RPM. After the dyno session, when seeing this graph, I changed my driving style for the acceleration measures and ran every gear up until the limit. That's why the time got so much quicker, because you gain almost 100 horsepower in this area. And at the moment I'm actually not sure if it would be good to change anything on this setup. maybe a bigger exhaust gas housing for the turbo could help to pick up more horsepower at higher RPM. And also what I will do is to raise the limit. So I will change to a bigger exhaust gas housing and raise the RPM limit to approximately 7,000. And then I will go back on the dyno and let's see if he will get the 500 maybe. Could happen. I think the chances are very good to get above 500 horsepower with this car. But enough with the talking. That's it for this video. I'm still working a lot on my new products here for the online shop. That's what you see here. Clutch kit is coming out. The bearing kit for the rear axle frame is already out. A lot of stuff in the pipeline. But that will be shown in separate videos. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you in the next video.